Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and today I'm joined by Miles Beckler. Miles, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. So Miles is a fellow entrepreneur and is a traveler. You travel. I'm jealous of your freedom. Put it that way. So
We've been fully nomadic for 4 years now.
4 years, impressive. So Miles, for anyone watching this who hasn't met you yet, what do you do?
So there's layers to that, obviously.
I know.
The kind of generic phrase is my wife and I run a niche digital media and publishing business. We essentially sell meditations, spiritual development courses, which to go even more granular, we sell PDFs and we sell MP3s and video courses. We got a membership program. We got a big WordPress website. And I've since begun teaching entrepreneurship through my YouTube channel, which is generating affiliate revenue. And we got a few other bits and pieces, lots of eggs, lots of baskets, but that's kind of the easiest way to sum it up.
Awesome. So again, for anyone who doesn't know Miles' channel, the links will be down below, and on the end screen you'll see the button to go to Miles' channel. Go and check it out and subscribe, because there is so much value. I mean, I've learned loads. The main thing that I've taken from your channel, mate, is the Facebook advertising stuff. It's dynamite. It really is so cool. And I think I was just going to say, it's one of those things that's so underutilized. You know, people always talk about Google ads and AdWords, but Facebook, 2 billion users this week, they announced. It's huge.
Yeah, and that's their monthly number. I think their daily active is like 1.3 billion. Like, oh wow, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest country in the world, somewhere like China, India, Facebook, right? If you were to capitalize it in that sense. And one thing I've been doing is literally teaching everything I know for free on YouTube, and everyone else is trying to hold back that information and like, oh, buy my $500 course or $1,000 course. And that's my approach of like zigging when everyone's zagging is like, okay, I'll just give it away. And my YouTube channel's exploding. People are actually taking the action and they're getting really good results. And it's totally revolutionized my business. I mean, 60-cent leads that are worth $1 each for me. I mean, it's just cash flow positive, and I can run it pretty much all day, every day.
Exactly. Can't argue with that. It's like saying you're spending money to make money, and why would you not do that? So,
and collecting frequent flyer points on the credit card I'm spending the money on, right? Because that's how we do.
Absolutely. Because you were in New Zealand, was it the end of last year? And you were just on first class flights back to LA, was it? I remember seeing the pictures. Dallas. And I was like,
4 flights in a row. And that we did that because it was business class. But yeah, travel hacking is a new hobby. And if I cross oceans, I try to be on the front of the plane with a full laid out bed.
Yeah, there was a friend of mine said, as soon as the first time you ever turn left when you get on a plane, you never want to turn right again.
Ruined. You're ruined for life. It's true. It's hilarious.
So Miles, how you said you've been fully sort of nomadic now for 4 years. How did you get started with the online space?
So online business started, years ago. I grew up in the area. I grew up in Silicon Valley, and I graduated high school in 1999, right during the dot-com boom. So I was around that vibe.
You got it from like day one.
Yeah, and I had friends going out of high school making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year right out of high school. And I was like, college, that sounds like a joke. This dot-com stuff's real deal. It took me till 2003 to start making money online. In 2003, I learned a way to direct link people from MySpace over to MySpace, right? Over to an affiliate program. And that all fell apart because I wasn't building an email list. I was direct linking, which you don't want to do. I wasn't adding value. I was just saying, hey, you're interested in this thing, go get it. And that worked until it didn't. And then 2010, I went full time. And we just got tired of my wife and I, we just like to move. We moved into an RV at one point and just traveled around. And then we flew to Costa Rica for 3 months, and we were just like, sold. Like,
it's a big world out there.
Huge. And we went back, we sold a truck, a 27-foot American-sized truck, and an American-sized RV. None of these little holiday campers. Sold it all in 7 days and moved to Mexico. And we've been kind of like just figuring it out from there. And it comes with a lot of challenges, but a lot of rewards at the same time.
So with that said, that sounds like a great place to go. What would you say is the biggest challenge that you sort of face on a day-to-day? Because everybody looks at entrepreneurship as this glorious, glamorous lifestyle, and it's easy, and everybody wants to be an entrepreneur these days. But that's not the case, is it? That's not the reality of it.
It's tough, and it's like there's no paycheck. There's no one keeping me accountable but me. There's no real need for me to work. Well, I mean, so there's definitely a need for me to work, but like, when you wake up in Mexico and you're in a beach town and everyone around you is drinking beers and margaritas for breakfast, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is real life. Like this is not a vacation. And then sometimes we err on the other side of like spending 3 months in Thailand and being like, dude, I haven't done one touristy thing. I've been in my condo every day or at a co-working space all day, every day, 12 hours a day, grinding on it. I got to go like hang out with elephants for a day and like force myself to do fun stuff. And it's like, poor me, right? Like first world problem. But it's true. We as entrepreneurs, you get to that point where it's like, it's all or nothing. We're all in on this. Like we're trying to pay for our older selves and do all of our, in the US, it's like 401ks and just that retirement stuff. And like, man, there's a lot of layers of responsibility, and learning how to make money is one thing, but then learning how to like do bookkeeping and pay taxes, like holy that's like, how do you do that stuff? Nobody teaches you that. So there's all these other layers of hiring, getting teammates to do work. Oh gosh, it's just like, it's nonstop challenges. And if you're not smart about it as an entrepreneur, you can never take a breath, right? You can just there's always something to do, and really kind of like finding that balance of, okay, let's have some fun time, let's have some free time, let's work and be productive when we work, and not just like waste time thinking we're working. And
no, I mean, that's exactly, I fell into that trap when we met out in Bangkok a couple of years ago. I totally took no free time. People said, oh, what do you think of Bangkok? I was like, well, the Hilton conference room was lovely. And the breakfast bar was decent. I was like, oh no, what about the temples? I'm like, they had temples there. Oh really? I have no idea. We went to that rooftop bar. That was the only time I went out, really. So, and that's a regret on my part. It's like I should have maybe taken a week to actually do the fun stuff. But you just get sucked into it, don't you? We were surrounded by entrepreneurs talking work and business, and I was full of ideas and just wanted to like, go, let's action them, let's go make shit happen. But yeah, it's like I said, look back now and think, 1 week wouldn't have killed me.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's like in that hindsight, you see it, but in the moment, you're just so kind of go, got to do this. And we always leave with a project that's like 80% done, and you're trying to finish that up in the hotel room, and and everyone else is doing the same thing, so it just kind of fits. And then all of a sudden you leave, and you're like, what just happened there? Yeah, like,
where'd everyone go?
Right.
So we've said that the worst thing is obviously people neglect like the responsibilities, and it, like I said, then you never stop learning. Nobody teaches you how to set up a business. Nobody teaches you how to do a tax return or any of that stuff, or hire people. Right. Nobody teaches you. So what's the best thing? Obviously, we've spoke about the freedom, and that surely is up there.
In a word, that's it, man. Freedom. Yeah. And it's not just financial freedom, that's a part of it. It's not just location freedom, that's a part of it. It's not just time freedom, that's a part of it. It's like, it's all three of them. It's the ability to go rent a paddleboard and surf on a Wednesday when everyone else has day jobs, or go snowboarding when the powder falls, even if it's a Tuesday, or literally go to the snow on a good year to go snowboarding because there's like that freedom of being able to like turn on a dime. Let's try this. But what about Costa Rica this time of year? Or there's hurricanes coming. Let's go over there to Hawaii and avoid that. Like, are you serious? Like, so that level is absolutely amazing. And when you structure it right, you can kind of, in America at least, like we can write off so many aspects of our life, our travels, our business. Like that trip to Thailand. I'm assuming you were able to deduct that because we were all masterminding.
It was an expense.
Exactly. And there's value, right? This relationship happened from there. So we're not playing games like that. That's the way the game's structured. So when you kind of get this business dialed in right, you can really kind of eliminate those personal expenses, increase the business expenses, and that has some net benefits as well. But man, that time freedom, like no more alarm clocks, no more commutes, no more having to catch that train at that time, or else boss man's gonna be upset. Like, like gone, fire the boss. Free.
I've said, like, I've been doing this now for about 5 years running the business. I was a consultant for the first year, so about 6 years. I honestly don't think I'm employable anymore. I honestly,
psychologically unemployable.
yeah,
for
absolutely. Sure. I don't think I'd get on with it.
Yeah.
So no, that's so interesting. And like I said, everyone I speak to says that same thing. It's the freedom. That's the greatest thing. And I remember being in employment, looking at those same four walls every day, and I think for the entrepreneurial person, it just rots away, and you have to break out.
You do.
No,
and it gets more difficult like the longer you wait sometimes, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the big benefits, my wife and I, we were both fresh out of college when we started this, so we were used to that really inexpensive lifestyle, sharing a house with a few people, a few $100s a month for rent and internet. So our bar was set really low to get to kind of full-time status. And lifestyle creep is real. We still live a very inexpensive lifestyle on purpose. House sitting is something we try to do. We go to places where the dollar has leverage. I mean, you got the pound, right? The pound's not doing great right now, but it's still like the dominant world currency, right? You go to.
I remember spending 3 months in LA. The pound was about 1.8 to the dollar. I was like, woohoo! This is great.
Beer is free. This place is practically free.
Yeah, I was in Canada, and it was literally $2 to the pound, and I was like, everything's cheap here. It's amazing.
So you get to leverage that kind of stuff too. Beach house in Mexico, $900 a month. In California, it would have been $5,000 a month, and we lived there we showed up for a month, and we were like, "This is great." We stayed for 6. So our expenses just went way down. Yeah. The value of the lifestyle value went up, and then at that point, that's the Neo taking. Did he take the red pill or the blue pill? I don't know. It's like taking the pill in the Matrix, and you can never go back, right? And we tried to go back. We've thought about investing in property, and let's find a community we want to live in. I do 3 months in any town, village, city in America, and I'm like,
you get itchy. Yeah, I want to move.
I gotta go. I can't do this. Must travel.
So whereabouts are you right now? I know you're in California. Whereabouts?
I'm actually in Oregon, just north of California. Sorry. I was in California days ago.
Right.
So I've built a camper Jeep, and we're going to do about a 3-month road trip all the way up into the Rockies of Canada.
Nice.
And then back down to the Southwest, eventually flying out of Los Angeles over to Asia around November. And as we're recording it, it's early July.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the rough plan.
That's your plan. Nice. So I guess one of the questions which I get asked a lot, and I'm guessing you do too, but interesting to get your take on this, is for someone who says, how do I do it? It looks great. How do I start working online?
It's a loaded question, mate. But I appreciate it. Yeah, it is. It is. And that's part of why I've created my channel, because I get that a lot. And Melanie and I are young, and people are like, wait, you're living here? How do you make money? And it just does not even fit with most people's worldview. And I got tired of saying, answering the same emails. So now I got videos. I'm like, oh, check this out.
But watch this.
If I was to sum it up, it's dig deep within your heart and find something you're passionate about and something you love. Then go take that and look within that to find an audience of people who are searching for something that has an overlap with that which you love and are passionate about. Go find that audience, find out what their needs are, what their desires are, what their problems are, and create or assist them in finding the solutions to their problems and those things which fulfill their desires. And at that point, once you kind of have that broad picture understanding of here's who I'm being of service to, and these are the things that I need to offer to them, content. Whether it's video or blog posts or podcasts, it doesn't matter. Find the one that's in your DNA and then plan to do it for 3 to 5 years. And that's the part that people don't like to hear.
That's the banker right there at the end. Yeah.
That's the one that's like, oh, you had me until 3 to 5. Now it sounds like work.
You're like, Miles, where's the quick win? I want to do this. Yeah.
And the sales pages for all these products that make information marketers millions of dollars, but they leave their customers hanging, promise that's a reality because, oh, look how I made $285 million in 14 days by clicking the mouse button 6 times. Those kinds of pitches, they mess with our subconscious. They get people to, that's just not the reality. The reality is it takes work, lots of work. And that work is putting out the content, being of service to an audience. And when you've done that enough and you've built that audience and you've built the trust and you've built a relationship with these people, at that point you can begin to monetize it. And That's how it works long term. Are there ways to kind of like shortcut it and blah, blah, blah? Maybe it might work for a week. It might work for a month. It's going to fall apart.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And it really comes down, in my vision, is build an email list and then be of service to those people. It's so simple, but because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. We've got our inner demons, our ego, like putting out the first video. I mean, you went through it. My first videos are terrible. I was nervous at best. Like, they're awkward, but like they're there and they're there forever, and I'm happy they're there. My videos now, after doing 200 videos, are great, right? I've got it down. But and a lot of people don't see, sometimes I have to record 2, 3, 4 videos. Sometimes it takes all day for me to put out a 15-minute video, and all the viewers see is that one 15-minute video, and they're like, oh, that looks easy. You don't see all the challenges that happen. Like, the studio that writes
exactly, which I can't cut out.
Right, it's just there, right? Like, the power to the lights go off halfway through, the cell phone battery dies, that like there's just so many things that happen, and people, they don't see that. They see the event of the published video, but they forget that there's this immense road of trial and error and
the
struggle.
Pre-planning, the recording, the edit, the post-edit, the upload, and if you're somewhere random like Luxembourg with 0.7 upload speeds, it takes a while. So you have to plan, and I know what you mean. I've ranted about this quite a bit on YouTube videos in the past, and it's about social media. And we will talk more about YouTube in a minute, but for example, with Instagram, you get this perfect snapshot of what someone's chosen to show you. You don't get, and that's why I loved your Instagram account, because it's like you show the tables and the pillows with the laptop on top, with the light behind you, and it's real, and it's like, this is the reality. It's not this Lamborghini Rolex lifestyle. We're out here working.
Dude, we live in the day and age of every single human being is curating their own best PR reel, right? We're all creating our highlight reel every day, and everyone's showing the good, and very few people are being brutally honest. And that's me zigging when everyone's zagging. And I've said that a couple times now, and that is a big philosophy of mine, is we got to stand out, and just brutal honesty is one thing I try to always deliver. And part of how I'm able to do that is I don't have a product. You can't buy something from me. I don't have an information product. I don't have a membership. I don't do one-on-one consulting. And the reason I don't want to do any of that is because then I think eventually I would have a pitch, and people would start to question why I'm saying what I'm saying. And if I can stand in this power of like, here's how it is. If you don't want to hear the real deal, fine. Go listen to those fake gurus. They'll sell you overpriced rubbish that's not going to take you anywhere other than going into debt. But if you want to know the real truth of it, let's do this. And I really pride myself in being able to stand in that. And that's because I have a successful business with my wife, right? We've been running that business for 8 years now. So like, I've decided to I don't need another business. I'm not greedy. We're doing great. I need to share this message with the world in the honest truth, because few people, you're on there, like few people seem to be doing it honestly with integrity. So I'm just happy to be in that camp.
No, absolutely. And I think the point which you just made, and it's something which someone said to me about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, they'd subscribed to one of these guru things. So you like promise them, we'll set you up an FBA Amazon business within 6 weeks, and you'll be making hundreds of thousands within. And they came to me and went, it was all bullshit. Your free content is much better than their paid content. And
I get those comments. Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But that's where I want to be. I want to be that person. I want to be giving away the real good stuff for free. Because that person now looks to me as like, if they, as someone they can trust more than anything.
So in that whole picture I painted of find your passion, find the audience, the goal is to become their trusted advisor. Absolutely. And once you're in that role of trusted advisor, everything starts to work from there. And the cool part is it doesn't have to be a big audience. Like literally, you have an audience of a few hundred people, 1,000 people who truly trust you. You could make a lifestyle business for sure out of that. And you just always have to honor that trust and honor that relationship. And anytime we promote something or mention something, like there's a lot of thought that goes into that. And I'm like, dude, my entire credibility is on the line with that one statement. So I make sure when I do say this will work for you that I use it. I've tested it, right?
I won't actually, recommend anything that I haven't tried myself and that I don't like myself for that very reason. Because
super important.
There's the old saying, isn't it? It takes years to build a reputation and a moment to ruin it. and it is.
I haven't
so
heard
true.
that in that way, but that's so cleanly stated. Very true.
No, it is. So with that said, let's talk YouTube. We've dodged on a topic, but you have been doing the video a day thing. When did you start? Was it last August?
August 22nd, I started a video a day. I did 120 videos in 120 days. And then I fell flat, mate. I was like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah,
and
it's hard. It's hard.
It is so much work, but I had this mental belief that my wife was the content creator in the family. Our other business is based on her as the brand. And I thought I had this mental belief that I'm a behind the scenes guy, and I had to break that down. Yeah. Have you been through Stephen Pressfield's book, War of Art?
No, I haven't. Oh, I will make a note.
Book. And it's like, it talks about like the resistance and how we got to do the work. We got to publish those videos, whether we want to or feel like it or not. So then I kind of collapsed, and now I got back on the horse about month 5, 6, and I've been doing 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pretty consistently for several months. So in 10 and a half months, I've done 220 videos, 20,000 plus subscribers out of 10 months of work, definitely generating a noteworthy amount of cash flow from some of the affiliate things I'm promoting. And it was more of an example that anyone could do this. And it's turned out to become like a total leg to our niche media business.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's so incredible to see the growth, because I think it may have been the first video that you posted on Facebook. I can't remember what day that was, but I'm pretty sure it was in August.
Yeah. And
I subscribed then, and like I said, you literally started from like zero, zero. Right at the beginning. And to see you in 10 months get to 20,000+ is incredible. And like I said, again, on your YouTube channel, you share the insights. You go through your analytics, don't you? Like, well, this is, this boomed here, and this is potentially why. So again, fantastic story to tell.
Yeah, and one of the things I try to do, there's a lot of people doing income reports right now.
Yes.
And I try to do like effort reports, because we can't control the income, and anybody who's chasing income reports, it's going to fuck with their mindset. And sorry for the F-bomb, but it's very severe. Like, it's going to mess with people's mindsets, because it gets you chasing the wrong metric. The metric needs to be, how much value am I putting out? How much value am I giving to this audience? And when you do that right, the money is actually the byproduct. And that's why I try to really focus everything I do. Like, this is how many videos I did. I posted to my blog, and here's the traffic that's naturally happening from this. It's also important. So yes, I did start in August, which is, man, we're looking at 11 months-ish now.
It's flown by.
It goes by quick, so just habituating that is so powerful. But I started making money in 2003, right? That's 14 years ago. And before that, I was building websites on Dreamweaver, trying to figure all that horrible stuff out that just killed me. And I never made progress since the late 90s. So I'm almost 20 years in this industry. Yeah. So it might look like I'm making it seem easy in a 10-month run. And that's where it's like, people need to go within themselves. I mean, I grew up in the Bay Area in .com land. Like, I love this stuff. It's been a passion of mine forever. Like, people need to find that. It could be motorcycles. It could be push bicycles. It could be like vegan food for their dog. Like, it literally could be anything. We live in this day and age of these really cool, super deep niches. My wife and I's main niche is like the intersect of angels and meditation. Like, angel meditations, not just meditations, like angel meditations. And we reach like 1 million people a month with that platform. So it's all about finding that passion, because that's when you hit the struggles and the challenges and you're like, man, I don't feel like doing my video today. Well, it ain't about me anymore. It's about my audience. It's about what I've offered to them, and that pushes me through. And if you don't love what you're doing, if you're just doing it for the money, that leverage on self just isn't going to be there. I think, your partner Matt with the RC car plane.
Remote control planes,
He loves that stuff. He loves breaking them. He loves fixing them. He loves building them. He loves breaking them. He loves fixing them. He loves building them. He's documenting that. And he's got a massive platform. It's really fun to see how different our numbers are.
Yeah.
And like, some of the things that I have really high numbers in, he has really low numbers in. And some of the things he has really high numbers in, I have really low numbers in. It's all different. It doesn't matter, because he's just with it.
It's one of those things, and I totally get what you're saying with like niche of niche. That's exactly with Matt, and we're going to get Matt on again within the next few days to give he's did a year from July, I think.
And he's crushing it.
Yeah, exactly. And he generated $150,000 in 12 months of sales. And that was purely through affiliates. And we were like saying, wow, can you imagine if you actually had your own products that you could sell this way? You'd be, we sort of came, well, is YouTube now the third marketplace for e-commerce? Because that's where the audience is. So it's, like you said, it is an interesting, like I said, niche of niche with some angels, meditation, and Matt's niche of niche with like wings in like, he'd say himself, he could have easily doubled, if not 5x'd that affiliate if he'd done quadcopters. But he's just not passionate about quadcopters. So the audience wouldn't have been as engaged as he is with his planes. So
100% truth. That's so powerful. People feel that authenticity. People feel it. And that's like some people, I think, look at what I'm doing, maybe what you're doing. And they're like, I got to go become like an entrepreneur teacher. And they're new. And they kind of like try to fake it till they make it. And it just doesn't work. We can feel it. We can sense it. And that's where it's like, if you love cooking vegan meals for your dog, seriously, go start a blog about vegan meals for pets. And I guarantee you it would work. But if you're not vegan and you don't love that, like, don't do it, right? Like it stems from within, and that's what most people they're like going around like, oh, there's money in FBA, oh, there's money in affiliate marketing, I could make money doing this. Like, yeah, you can, but like if it doesn't come within that heart, if it doesn't come from within, it just is never going to work. And like you guys have had success with your first business, right? And you love helping people with that business, with the understanding and that leveraging e-commerce to helping people get their products from one system to multiple systems. And like, you loved that. And now you get to kind of work on the next level of passions, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's literally, it's so rewarding on many levels. And it's cool to see. It proves the point beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's walking the talk type stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So with that said, Miles, what do you, like I said, because you like at the top of your game when it comes to marketing and the Facebook marketing piece, and again, like I said, your channel is full of, is just a mind of brilliant information on that. Thanks. Where do you see the future? Is the future Facebook? I mean, is what's Snapchat going to do? I mean, there's talk of them integrating PayPal, and how does what are your thoughts on like the future of social and marketing and all that sort of stuff? What's your prediction?
So one thing I'm super bullish on, I'm stoked on, is Pinterest, especially if your audience is of the female gender. Big time female networks. They're known to have more money. I've been playing with Pinterest pay-per-click a bunch, and a lot of organic Pinterest. We drive 50, 100,000 visits from Pinterest a month, and they turn into customers. Kindle ebooks, right? Like, I think ebooks are great because Amazon has this massive platform. They've built these devices that are e-readers. What do people do when they get those devices? They want to go fill it with books, right? And like having your books showing up on that platform. Facebook is like, I really don't like Facebook personally.
I'm not a fan.
It's great. No, not at all. But
I've always said if I didn't have the business page, I wouldn't have it.
But then again, we've stayed in touch from that, from meeting. We took a cab together in Bangkok 2.5 years ago, and here we are, right? And like, so it has benefits. Right now, Facebook is, in my opinion, one of the best paid platforms. I don't put any effort towards organic traffic and organic marketing on Facebook. It's all paid because they keep changing the game, and I think they're going to keep changing the game, and they will crumble. Who's going to take their place? I don't think it's invented yet. I don't think it's out there yet. It might be built on cryptocurrencies and some blockchain technology if you really want to talk futurist, but that might be 3 to 5 years down the road. Right. And until then, I'm essentially going to keep riding that Facebook train until my content, until I can't get a cost per click and a cost per lead that is cash flow, at least break even. I totally prefer YouTube and Google on WordPress through content marketing because the shelf life of content is 1000x what it is on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Facebook lived for 2 days. On YouTube, your videos you posted last year are still generating traffic today. That doesn't happen on Facebook. So we need to make sure we're leveraging that long term. And I don't think people are going to stop searching for Google or searching for YouTube for help on how to.
No.
Right? So like for Matt stuff, how to fix my broken RC X5293 Sanyo Toshiba airplane, right? And he shows up with the exact video on how to fix that thing. And they're like, oh my God, he's like a brother from another mother. Perfect. And for me, it's like how to advertise on Facebook. Boom, Miles pops up. interesting, right? Like, so that kind of like how to DIY stuff is just huge. And I think that it's like the future to me is a lot more of what's already worked, right? Like until a new protocol, until a new layer of stuff works, like the future is content marketing.
Yeah.
It's videos and blog posts, which is exactly what's been working for 3 or 4 years straight now.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you a question, because this is something which is on my mind right now, and I may be way off. But at the minute, it feels like I'm seeing a bit of a resurgence in podcasts. And I'm wondering if this is potentially because of these smart speakers like Google Home and the Amazon Echo. And all of a sudden, you know, if you could have, again, probably same with like audiobooks from Kindle, if you could just have a little speaker in the room just listening to a conversation going on between two cool people talking about something you're interested in, all of a sudden your audience could boom massively as this new technology seems to be getting into everybody's homes. You know, previously watching a podcast or listening to a podcast was an iTunes only thing. But you know, with Android taking over, and you know, it feels to me like this voice technology that we're seeing more and more of. Podcast, is this the place to be? Is this something that everybody should be doing with something to say? And of course, you can repurpose content. You know, the YouTube videos that we have, a lot of them could just be MP3 files.
This conversation should be a podcast, and that was exactly where I was going. I got this 3-pillar content strategy, and it's like find the one that's easy for you to produce to initiate the content. If you're a writer, write. If you're a speaker and you hate being on camera, do a podcast. If you're cool with being on camera and you've got that kind of like style and you love it and you're a ham like you and I are, do the videos, but then rip the MP3 off, put it on Libsyn, make sure that goes out. iTunes is still the giant gorilla in podcasting. Like they get like 80 or 90% of all podcast downloads, and then have it transcribed on something like Trent.com, which is 25 cents a minute. It's a bot. It's a really cool interface. Get it onto your blog and make sure every piece of content you go gets syndicated out. I think podcasting, like, I love it and I hate it. I haven't found that many that are really good. It seems like podcasting became like a marketing trick for a while, and everybody just started pushing out content through podcasting. So there's a lot of rubbish on there. But when you find good ones, it's like, oh, thank goodness, this is brilliant. And in industries where things change quickly and rapidly, like the cryptocurrency space, like podcasts are one of the really true ways to keep your finger on the pulse of that, because that blog post from 2 months ago is not relevant anymore. Like, because things are changing that quickly in that situation. But you know, you think about like what Matt does on we're just throwing him under the bus right here with all positive stuff. But like that wouldn't necessarily lead itself or lend itself to podcasting all that much. So
this is much more of a visual thing. Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of my videos are screen share, right? But like something like this, a conversation is perfect for podcasting. I think, to kind of touch on what you were talking about, phones, man. Like, so I'm on a laptop, you're on a laptop, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I think in a year or two, when we do another one of these, the odds are we'll both be clipping our phones on like a little tripod and doing it to the phone. Right. And I think, so I just bought a new little fold up laptop or a fold up keyboard for my phone. Gary Vaynerchuk is doing 2 to 3 week business trips without a laptop. That's really freaking crazy if you think about it. So, and that's where I think podcast makes perfect sense. And I think it further proves your point with another layer of kind of data on that is more and more we're slowing our use of laptops, and we're increasing the amount of time we spend on our phones. So anything that integrates into the phones, I think the smart home makes sense too, but man, those phones are still lifeblood for a lot of people.
That's it, because they're always with you. You know, you don't have to remember to take the laptop. Your phone's always in your pocket, so you always
hop on
have
a train. You hop on a train in London or New York, and man, every single human is like this.
Yeah, it's true,
right? Like, or this. Right? Like we are, and it's interesting because if you look at it from the outside, it can appear as if we're becoming less social, but the data actually shows we're becoming more social. We're just doing it in a different way. Yeah. People like I think Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about a study, young girls who are like 13 or 14 now claim they have like 6 best friends, whereas 10, 15 years ago, they claimed they had 1.2 or 1.5 best friends. Don't quote me on those numbers. This is something I in a podcast a while ago, but the magnitude is up. It's how we're interfacing them is what's changing, and that's playing right to what we're talking about. Just make sure your content is structured in a way that works on the mobile devices and get it out to every single outlet people can.
Yeah. Make it hard for people to not find out about what you're saying.
And we've moved. So our content starts with audio for my wife's business. It gets transcribed and put in books. So if you search for Angel Messages on Amazon, 4 or 5 of our books show up on Kindle. If you search it on the iTunes store, you find our stuff. You can find we are on. It's like, who has an audience? Apple, Amazon, Google, YouTube. Cool. When they search for anything that's relevant to us on all of those places, they find the same content created and published perfectly natively for that kind of
medium. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
And that's been a big audience growth engine, and something new comes up. I'm looking into the smart homes. I want to do, they call them skills on the Alexa.
On the Alexa, yeah.
So I'm looking into that, and I'm probably going to create a skill or two here in the near future because I like to be on that leading edge and play with things. But so somebody could be like, "Hey,
anything in it or not?"
Play my angel meditation, and boom, the skill turns it on, and it's effectively an MP3, right? Like it's just playing audio files. So
awesome.
But yeah, I think the future is more of like what's working and giving a value to people, being authentic. That's the future because we don't like being sold to. We don't like fake stuff anymore. We like authenticity and being genuine and real kind of heartfelt stuff.
I think you've absolutely hit the nail on the head there because I think over the past 10 years, we've evolved as people. You know, you think back to like the original Google ads. They just appeared at the top of Google and everybody thought, oh, this must be the most relevant. We now know when we're being sold to. We know what to look for. We know what ads, look like. Ad blocker is a huge thing. We don't like them. We want to get rid of them. So like you said, I think, and it's the same for me, like the majority of the podcasts that I listen to are the conversation ones. It's the knowledge sharing ones. It's not, as soon as someone wants to start selling me something, I lose a bit of interest. It's just... I want the authenticity, like you say. And I think it is, you're now dealing, especially when you think about Generation Z, the up-and-coming generation, they've grown up with tablets and smartphones and the internet. They know, what an ad is. They know when they're being sold to. And immediately, if your content isn't fit for the audience, you're going to lose them so fast.
And one thing that's funny is that Generation Z or like the millennials, they're trying to run away from their parents and find a cool kid place to go have real conversations without being spied on. That ain't Facebook, because Facebook's full of grandma trying to see pictures of the grandbabies. They were on Instagram for a minute, but now grandma's getting used to Instagram because Instagram has a really good user interface and it's pretty easy. Both my parents are on Instagram. My aunt, they follow us on Instagram. They like that better than Facebook. So where are the kids at? They're on Snapchat. To kind of full circle back with what you're asking, that's where the youngest demographic is. So it's knowing where the trends go and who your audience is. For us, our audience is like 40 to 60-year-old women. So Facebook, that's why, part of why Facebook is still perfect, because that's one of the growing demographics, because they want to see pictures of the grandkids. Like, you're getting married soon, right? So congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
Where are your pictures going to go? They're going to go on Facebook. Where is Nana going to go see those pictures?
It's so true.
And my ad should be right there with those pictures, right? And it's just structuring it in a way. It's like that kind of like user behavior, and it comes. So once you know who your audience is and who you're being of service to, what's their age, where do they spend their time, that's how you kind of reverse engineer where to get your traffic and your content to.
Absolutely. I guess it's knowing where your target audience is. Well, firstly, knowing your target audience, and then knowing where they spend time
and what keeps them up at night. If you can figure out what keeps them awake at night out of stone cold fear and runs through their mind, and if you can offer them a solution to that problem, you've won. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Like, literally, that is the hashtag winning move. It's incredibly difficult to. There's so many nuances to that. It's pretty challenging, but that's the game.
Absolutely. So, Miles, I understand I've taken up so much of your time, and thank you so much. But I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
What is the one piece of advice that you'd give to someone watching this right now who's heard your story and gone, I want a piece of this? How did he get started? What do they need to do?
Oh man, just start publishing content. Flex the muscle. Figure out what you're comfortable with, and like ignore tech. There's no tech challenge. The cell phone in your pocket is perfect for cutting a video, right? I'm on Lenovo, like I'm not even on a fancy Mac, right? I'm on a Lenovo webcam right now. Start publishing. I'm on a $22 Plantronics VoIP headset, right? Like the tech is not a challenge. Flex the muscle and become a content creator.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you love or what you're doing it about, great. Start making videos and see what comes out, see what you enjoy doing, and man, follow that joy. Follow what excites you, follow what gets you passionate, because it's like, we're not working right now, mate. Like literally, this is going to benefit my channel. This is going to benefit your channel. There's positive benefits for this. We're not working right now. We're just a couple of lads having fun, a couple of blokes, like this is just fun. And when the user finds that for them, go back to my vegan dog food. Love vegan dog food, and you just start documenting that what you're making your dog and how much your dog loves it and how like clean your dog's system is. I'm getting too far down the rabbit hole at this point. But like whatever it is, just it's much more about like documenting your passions in this day and age. If you travel a lot, start documenting the travels. If you don't, if you work a regular job, like you've been a chiropractor for years, what can we normal people do who sit at laptops all day long? Like just go be of service. And it's okay to like try this and try that and try this and try that and try this. And man, I don't know, but just keep putting out content, because eventually you'll stumble across this beautiful little intersection of what you know and you're good at already, what you know by heart, and then what other people are interested in, need help with, and you find it to be fun.
Yeah.
Matt found it with RC car planes. I'm a freaking computer nerd and have been since I was a tiny kid, right? Like I remember being on AOL and like and phishing passwords from people. 100 minutes, so I learned how to get into other people's accounts to get more time on the internet in like 1996, right? Like this is just, it's ingrained in me to teach this stuff. And like in a biblical sense, it's like find your talents, develop them, and share them with the world, right? In a spiritual, metaphysical sense, it's the law of attraction. Give of yourself, give of what you're good at, and the world, the universe will reflect back to you.
Yeah.
And it's just freaking fun, right? And when it's fun, you want to do it. If it feels like work, you ain't going to do it on day 64.
No.
Right? Like you might be gung-ho for 2 weeks, but come week number 9 in your 120-day challenge, you're going to be like, this sucks if you're chasing the money. But if you're doing something you love, if it's the RC cars, if it whatever it is you love, you'll make it through all those challenges. It comes back to that thing inside. Like Kyle Cease has this video about we're all apple trees. We're all here to grow apples. And if you're not growing your apples, you're dying. An apple tree that does not produce its apples is dying. If you're going to a cubicle every day and you're not putting out that thing that you love to this world, because every human on this world has something to share with the world. And we luckily live in the day and age where sharing that is easy. It's grabbing the cell phone and it's just that quick video. It's these kinds of conversations. And when that aligns, magic happens. You've seen it multiple times in your life, I guarantee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think I want to pick up one thing that you said, and I'm really glad you said it. You said documenting, not creating.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge difference. You document the journey. And I think that's, because a lot of people say this, it's like, well, I don't know what to talk about because I'm just getting started. Talk about you just getting started. Tell the story. How are you doing what you're doing? How are you getting over the challenges that you will inevitably come up against? Because that is, I said, like, Theo is a guy, a friend of mine back in England. He was starting an app. He's been on the channel, and I said to him, I wish I was where you are right now. I wish I was me 6 years ago, 7 years ago, because I'd be filming everything. I'd be documenting this journey. I'm just like jealous of you right now because you have so much content coming your way because you're just documenting the journey. And, people say, it's like, oh, but people might not believe what I have to say. People might not agree with my opinion.
Perfect. Keep going. And when they find you and they look back at your 38 videos of fail, that kind of worked, fail. They're like, damn, this dude did all the hard work. I'm going to follow this guy because he's put in the work. I can see his journey. I can see that he's been sticking with this. This guy's the real deal. And no fancy, right? No fancy DSLRs, and like really keep it as simple as you possibly can because we want authenticity in this day and age. Like I think I already said that, but like it's worthy of restating. It documenting the path, man. Like if you want to become the best vegan dog food cook in the world,
Miles, I see vegan dog food in your future.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from. But like, I mean, documenting that process and like with the cell phones in this day and age, that's it. And like like you said, if you don't know what you're doing, but you're going to make money on and that's going to work for you, document it. When you read a book, do a video on what you read, what you learned. For when you're searching your niches, do a video on what you're thinking, what you read, and like you will be amazed. There's over 1 billion mobile views of videos a day on YouTube. There's like 1 billion searches on Google a minute. Like people are looking for these super deep abstract things. So anything can work. You just got to find that intersection of passion, fun, audience need, and it took me years, right?
Yeah.
Like years to figure that out.
Absolutely. So yeah, Miles, thank you so much for taking time to join me. I think it's been fantastic. And like I said, it's been a great conversation. We came into this with no idea what we were going to talk about at all.
And like, so yeah, for the audience, I put up a post on Facebook. I'm house sitting. I was like, I got 1 week. I'd love to do some conversations with people and get the word out and just give value. Got nothing to sell. You popped up. Several other people popped up. Yeah. And here we are just creating content, like just documenting what we're doing, just rapping about it, but documenting that conversation, putting it out to the world. Now this can go be of service to people. And that's the ultimate goal. And
Absolutely.
Like, if people can like watch what we're doing, don't just, we're saying it too, but look at what we're doing and go find their version of that. Like anyone can do this. It's more up here about pushing through the challenges than it is about how to do a Facebook ad and what button do I click and, the technical nuts and bolts. That stuff's easy. It's the mindset of being able to stick with it through the ups and the downs. And when your family's like, that stuff not going to work, whatever.
Get a real job.
Get a real job. Oh, you'd be a good yoga teacher is what they used to tell my wife, some of her family members, right? And it's like, man, thank God we didn't listen to that because I'm crushing it right now.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
But Miles, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I hope to. I was in London. I missed you when I was in London last.
I know.
You're not even in London, but like next time I'm in the UK, I was in Scotland too.
Yeah, hit me up. Like I said, it's a small place. I can get to London within 2 hours, so it's no drama. And like I said, but we will cross paths at some time soon. I'm sure.
Point, right? Asia, US, Europe, somewhere.
It's coming. It's coming somewhere. The world needs it.
Really appreciate it. Love what you're doing. Like, let's just keep sharing these positivity and this truth with the world because it needs to get out there.
Absolutely. So again, thank you, Miles, and thank you to you watching this on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, subscribe to Miles because like I said, fantastic content. You are missing out and you've got a lot to catch up on if you've not been there already. Like I said, lots of great content. So with that said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you as always in the next video.
Thank you.
Cheers, Max.